I'm Ingrid Stegemeller. I'm the Communications Manager at Partnership for Learning, an education and policy nonprofit in Seattle. We are focused on improving post-high school credential attainment for Washington State students. And as a part of my role, I have the pleasure of running the Ready Washington Coalition, which is a group of education, communications, and advocacy organizations that work together to create resources and information that support students on their education to career paths. So think videos, fact sheets, blog posts, social media content, posters, and more. This summer, as part of the Action Accelerator, we plan to do 3 things. First, we're going to engage with families about communications practices that their schools and districts have used during the pandemic that have worked well for them. Then we're going to use what we learned to update some of our existing resources we have about smarter balanced assessments. And finally, we're going to share learnings and updated resources with schools and districts across the state to disseminate to their families. Our goals are twofold: to promote participation in the fall Smarter Balanced assessments, and second, to promote use of that Smarter Balanced data to support understanding of students' progress toward meeting grade level standards. As part of this project, I have to say I'm most excited to re-engage with Seek Common Ground partners to learn from your innovative work and apply it here in Washington. Thanks.
Hi friends, my name is Erin Hart. I am the Senior VP and Chief Impact Officer at Expect More, Arizona. We're headquartered here in sunny Phoenix, Arizona, and we serve the greater state. Our focus is on improving education with a core set of outcomes in the Arizona Education Progress Meter across P20 education. So we recently joined forces with 2 other entities, College Success Arizona and Achieve 60 Arizona. So soon we'll have a new name, new look and feel. So I can't wait to share that with you later this summer when we unveil it. In the meantime, I'm excited to be part of this Action Accelerator. This is the 3rd or 4th opportunity we've had with SCG to be a part of something like this. So it'll be great to connect with all of you as a part of this work on assessments. Our scope of work for this project is to sit in and audit the process. So not only do we hope to learn from you and to hear about the work you're doing, but also to help hopefully contribute. Hopefully we've done some things that can help contribute and support the work you're doing as well along the way. So I'm excited about both of those things. I'm excited about being able to connect with you all and get to know the work that you're doing and get to know you as well. So until then, can't wait to see you and hope you all have a great day. Thanks.
My name is Barry Irwin. I'm president of the Council for a Better Louisiana. We're located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're also known as CABLE. CABLE is a statewide nonpartisan organization that's actually been around since 1962. And we work on public policy issues at the state level with a really strong focus on public education, really at all levels. CABLE has a long history of dealing with accountability issues in Louisiana, going all the way back really to the initial development of our accountability system back in the late 1990s. So our project is to create a case study that looks at the history and the evolution of accountability in Louisiana, with the notion of using that to make the case for actually expanding accountability into grades K through 2, where we currently have a gap. So we're excited about a lot of things, but I think one thing that's really good for us right now, we're in the middle of our legislative session, and we're really excited about the fact that there are 2 or 3 pieces of, I think, really strong early literacy legislation that's going to pass. We're excited for kids for that, of course, for obvious reasons, but we also think the discussion and debate around this early literacy is going to help us in our project, our effort to try and expand accountability into grades K through 2, where we think we really need it. So that's just a little bit of what we're excited about and what we're working on. Well, I'm really glad that we have been able to be involved with Seek Common Ground really for a long time. And I know we've got some new groups that are in there this year. I'm really excited about the opportunity to meet other folks in other states. And I think, you know, for us being around so long, one of the experiences that has been the best is to be able to hear what other folks are doing, to share with what you're doing, but also hear what others are, and kind of grow this kind of learning community, which I think everybody is really striving for. And I think especially for newer folks, it'll be a really enriching experience. It certainly has been for us.
The State Collaborative on Reforming Education, or more commonly known as Tennessee SCORE, is excited to share what we have planned for the accelerator. Since our founding in 2009, SCORE has been working to improve student achievement in Tennessee by ensuring the state sets high expectations for learning, uses a high-quality assessment to measure student progress, and backs up our commitment to serving our students well with meaningful accountability. Preserving measurement, assessment, and accountability for Tennessee students is one of SCORE's top policy goals for 2021. We're based in Nashville, Tennessee. Your primary point of contact will be me. I'm Ashley Warrington. I'm the Director of Advocacy, but from time to time, you'll get to see my colleague, Teresa Wasson, the Director of Strategic Communications. This year has been a challenge for everyone, but none more so than parents. We know that parents, and especially voting parents, can be key allies or fierce opponents in the work to preserve measurement, assessment, and accountability, and improve how it works for students. SCORE intends to gather these insights from this influential group with focus groups of Tennessee parents. We'll bring in a public opinion research firm to conduct focus groups, which will follow up on our parent surveys we commissioned in April and August. In August, we actually saw a clear majority of parents said they supported giving state assessments in 2020-2021. SCORE will use these results to ensure that measurement, assessment, and accountability remain in place in Tennessee. The results will help us devise legislative strategy, advise educators in our network, draft advocacy messages. We'll also be sharing what we learned with this group and with aligned advocacy partners in Tennessee so that they can use our findings to inform their own efforts. We're excited to be working with and learning from all the other amazing partners, and of course, learning what parents think. We know this is a critical time to make lasting and impactful change for students.
Hello, I'm Melissa Lazarin. I'm a senior advisor with the Migration Policy Institute in Washington, D.C. Delia Pompa, a senior fellow, will likely be a familiar face in our meetings as well. Our team, the National Center on Immigrant Integration Policy at MPI, identifies and promotes effective policies to advance the economic mobility and social inclusion of immigrants in the United States by focusing particularly in the areas of early education, K-12 education, and adult education. We do this through research as well as policy and socio-demographic analysis. Our K-12 work seeks to build the capacity and knowledge base of the nation's schools and communities to effectively serve English learners and immigrant families. The pandemic and shift to remote schooling has disproportionately affected these communities. It has also upended state assessment and accountability systems, and indeed all aspects of schooling. These events have reinvigorated a national dialogue about assessments, as well as the role of other data in contextualizing students' education experience. We believe it will be critical to revisit and reaffirm the role of data and assessments in upholding English learners' civil rights and access to a high-quality education, but also explore ways to improve the design and administration of tests for all students. With the pandemic now receding and a historic federal investment in education, we are excited about the incredible opportunity before schools and communities to reimagine what education looks like for English learners and new Americans.
Hello, my name is Garrett Walker, and I am one of the adult supervisors of Young Organizers United, which is a group of high school age youth from various backgrounds who are dedicated to strengthening multi-issue and multiracial coalitions in Manchester, New Hampshire. We're part of the Granite State Organizing Project, which is a wider New Hampshire state community organizing effort. A lot of what we are trying to do over the summer and after even into next school year is our ACE campaign. ACE stands for Alternative Comparative Cultures, Student-Centered Learning, Entrepreneurship, and Diplomacy. And like I said, student-centered learning is a really core component of that campaign. We're just trying to get more of those topics into the Manchester School curriculum, because we feel that there is it's not very student-centered, and there isn't a lot of cultural learning. It's just a lot of just, math and science and whatever else the government wants us to know, but not a lot of the really deep social and emotional learning that a lot of the students are asking for. And so part of that, a big part of that is student-centered assessments. And so we're trying to do a lot of our own research on the topic of student-centered assessments and also learn from the rest of the Seek Common Ground community. Some of the insight I'm seeking from the MAA3 Action Accelerator would be advice on effective student-centered campaigns, how you've won campaigns like that in the past. Also examples of different student-centered assessments you've seen and taken part in, just so we can kind of add that to our portfolio. And also advice on really how to bring student voices to the forefront of this effort, which is really controlled by people outside of the schools themselves and outside of the students themselves. I just wanted to thank everybody for any information that you can share with us and any help you can bring to our campaign. And I really look forward to helping you all in return so that we can all share the good community education. So thank you, and I'll see you this summer.
Hey everyone, my name is Landon Mascareñas, and I'm the Vice President for Community Partnership at the Colorado Education Initiative, or CEI, as we often say. I'm really excited to introduce ourselves to the Seek Common Ground community. I'm a real big believer in what Seek Common Ground is doing, and we at CEI, along with my two other incredible colleagues who are not with me today on the recording, but will be with me through every step of the process, Samantha Olson, our Vice President of Strategy, and our incredible and visionary CEO, Rebecca Holmes. Both are really excited about the opportunity to partner with everyone here in this work, to connect with all the folks around the country on this important project. But I'd love to share a little bit about what we're about. We're really excited to do two projects in the Seek Common Ground community, one around the issue of thinking through and re-understanding, reimagining measurement through shifting assessment. At CEI, we have a long history of provoking and thinking through innovation in the assessment space, in particular trying to hold a center for innovation in a world where it's very hard to do so, hence the Seek Common Ground mission. We've been supporting local accountability pilots across Colorado for the past couple of years, both through policy legislation and actually practice implementation. At CEI, we have a 13-year history of working with over 150 districts across the state of Colorado, and taking the accountability and innovation question to the next level is something that's really exciting to us. And really think that the opportunity through this project to promote literacy around assessment to families across Colorado will be an incredible opportunity. The second opportunity that we'll be also engaging the Seek Common Ground community around is the issue of the American Rescue Plan allocation dollars. And we're in the middle of supporting not only the state, but the districts into rethinking how they spend those dollars, highly leveraging them with the voices of families and communities closest to the challenges and opportunities facing our communities in future. It's a cliche to say these dollars are a once in a generation investment, but the truth is that it will only be a once in a generation investment if our families and communities can't rally to name, speak, and live their truth in terms of how these dollars get allocated for them, with them, and by them. And we're really excited to do that. There's a few ways that we're thinking through that at this current stage, and looking forward to hearing from everyone else in these plans. So with that, I would just say thank you again. We are honored and humbled to be a part of this community, and really, truly looking forward to meeting everyone around the room, virtually and in person, hopefully at some point. Thanks, everybody.
Hello, I'm Diego Uriburu, one of the co-founders of the Black and Brown Coalition.
Hi, I'm Shirley Brandman, a strategic advisor.
And I'm Byron Johns with the Black and Brown Coalition. We are the leaders of the Coalition for Educational Equity and Excellence. Our work is focused on the county school district serving over 160,000 students in Montgomery County, Maryland.
We are working to harness the collective energy of the Black and Brown communities working together to challenge deeply rooted systemic inequities in our public schools.
And we are pushing the district to deploy the federal dollars to effectively engage Black, Brown, and low-income families by ensuring culturally appropriate outreach and engagement.
By working to ensure that all educators and administrators develop the needed awareness of the lived experiences of these communities.
By building the infrastructure necessary for Black and Brown voices to be heard and their feedback to actively sought and considered in district decision-making.
We are excited to work for a lasting shift in power.
Greetings, Seek Common Ground Accelerator cohort. Gabrielle Dahlgren here, a rising Paul Laurence Dunbar High School junior from Lexington, Kentucky, representing the Kentucky Student Voice Team. We are a fully independent, youth-led organization that supports about 100 self-selected students from across the state as research, policy, and advocacy partners in the work to make our education system more equitable, more just, and more excellent all around. So what do we hope to accomplish in this collaborative cohort? Thank you for asking. We would like to build on our recent youth participatory action research to support a youth-led citizen education storytelling project. Specifically, we would like to draw on original youth-generated quantitative and qualitative data distilled from our recent and massive Coping with COVID student to study and our student-led school climate audits. The 5 separate research studies conducted from April 2020 through April 2021 captured the perspectives of nearly 12,000 racially, socioeconomically, and geographically diverse Kentucky middle and high school students from nearly every one of the state's counties and represent a significant repository of real-time and relevant youth insight. Over the next 3 months, we would distill the original research, conduct additional research, and conduct additional interviews with students, educators, families, and other professionals to develop a storytelling series for widespread dissemination and publication within Kentucky. This student-citizen journalist approach would effectively help us identify youth-centered concerns, priorities, and solutions to education inequities and injustice. And if we pull it off in the way we intend, it will all serve to better inform conversations both around measurement, assessment, and accountability and state-level investment of American Rescue Plan funds as we emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic. Why are we so excited about this opportunity, you may ask? Among other things, we can't wait to connect with innovators across the country to help ensure more democratic decision-making around public schools. And probably most of all, we can't wait to work together to show what's possible when our education system's primary stakeholders are engaged as solutions-oriented co-designers of our own learning experience. Thank you.